I gotta wait. How long I gotta wait for a press record?
Go.
Welcome to the stand, where Miss Dreme always has a story.
It's Dreme, and we got a season 2. Your Black Bostonian here, a product of a single mother who I work to make proud every single day. I'm a 3-degree holder, your veteran educator, your tech entrepreneur, and founder of the Chair platform. My platform is dedicated to supporting Black and Brown people on their hair journey by creating hairboards, connecting to hairstylists, and sharing haircare tips for a more joyous experience. My podcast is about sharing hair stories, educator stories, entrepreneurship stories, and stories surrounding identity with goals to leave you laughing, learning, and advocating. So come in and listen to the stories in the chair.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Shai. Shai, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Shy, and far from it. But yeah, I'm Shy, and I'm a flight attendant out of Denver. So yeah, I'm a flight attendant that also enjoys to go on adventures through my job, personally, outdoors, and sporting events.
I built the Chair platform, which is dedicated to supporting Black and Brown people on their hair journey, where you can create hair boards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips all in one space.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's really awesome.
thank you. So my prototype is finished, and my goal right now is working to build a community so then the community can move over to the platform and try it out, tell me the things that they love and don't love so I can continue tinkering and making it better so it could be a staple in how we connect to each other. But through that, I've been having all these conversations about hair. And so starting the podcast has been able to share those stories, connect those stories, show the importance of building the chair in the first place. So I am curious to know, do you remember the first time you fell in love with your hair?
You asked me this I read this question from you earlier. It made me think, and I think I think as a kid I always loved my hair, but there was something within like high school, within middle school or high school, everybody starts to poke fun at people's looks and stuff, and I think that's when I started to have, especially being mixed, having more of an identity crisis or just having trouble with my identity. And I flip between curls and straightening my hair, and you know what? It just hurt growing up because people always wanted to put me in this box of, okay, well, you're mixed, so you're straightening your hair, you're trying to take away your blackness, or you're trying to act more white. And throughout middle school and high school, that was always something that I kind of battled with because growing up, I look at my parents and I think they did a wonderful job with me. But people don't know in the background, I don't know my dad's side. And my dad's side is my white side. And all I know is my black side. And I think it's just something that always hurt because people always wanted to put me in the spot because of the way I acted or dressed or anything like that. So it just for a while I didn't feel like a sense of community because people in high school and middle school were just always trying to put me in a box of like you're acting one way or you're acting another way. And I didn't know who I was identity wise. And it wasn't until college and I finally made my sense of community, who I still have today, Bryce and Constance, where it was the first time where people accepted me for who I was, not the way I acted or looked or anything like that. And that was the first time where I think that I felt that I was allowed to be who I was. So that's when I started because I think when you want to fall in love with your hair, you have to fall in love with your hair, yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's when I started understanding and looking at myself within myself and who I am, all that bullshit of people saying, well, you're this, you're that, or you're acting one way and you're trying to take away from this. Once I got that out of the way, out of my head, and I started falling in love with who I am, that's when I started falling in love with my hair
Mm.
and starting to play around with like different styles and stuff like that, different colors. Now I'm just a little blondie. I like to play around with and do different things. I had tinsel on my hair at one point where I love to sparkle because I love glitter and I love to sparkle. And so that's what I think I started just when I first started falling in love with myself again, that's when I started to love my hair. If that makes sense.
It does. It absolutely does. Do you feel that you're still on a hair journey today?
I do. I think it's something that I I do love I love myself and I love who I am within, but now I'm trying to figure because it's so hard because now, I have blonde hair, so that dries it out. I live in a dry state. I'm up in the air, dryness, dryness, dryness all around. So now I'm just trying to figure out what my perfect product is.
Mm.
So I'm just playing that game of products. And I now have curly bangs, so then, they don't always want to sit right. So now I'm playing the game of how do I get my bangs to just look cute and full. So that's my little hair journey now that I'm on.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Look, it's my commercial. We will be right back.
It's more than just a bad hair day. It's a journey. Finding the right hairstyle isn't easy, nor is finding the right stylist or the right products. Looking in every corner of the web gets messy, overwhelming, and exhausting. All the ads, the articles, the products, the videos, it shouldn't be this hard, but it is. And now, it isn't. The Chair. A black and brown centered platform where you can design hairboards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips for a new, joyful path on your hair journey. Avoid the clutter, save yourself hours, months, and even years of research and poor trial and error. Everything you need and only what you need is in one place. Hairboards made by people like you, for you. Find the right products, the right people, the right answers for you, stress-free. Join the Chair community and make every day a great hair day. When you share your pain, you allow others to help you. And when you share your success, you help others get theirs. Lean on the Chair. We got you. No stress, no strife. In the chair, the chair, the chair. All right.
On my podcast, I have been
Mhm.
talking to mixed race people, talking to people who identify as black and white, and they talk about this conversation of how hair is a piece of that conversation of who they are and helping them understand themselves. And you talking through that, going through that, finding your community in college. What would you say to other mixed college students who haven't really found themselves yet and they're now in a new community and their hair is a part of that conversation? What advice do you have for
Oh,
them?
oh, that's a good question. Oof. And this is a constant conversation that I've also had because one of my friends, we're both mixed, and we're both everything with our hair, and she's talking about her son, and because he's also mixed, so she's like, how do I have these conversations? And I think once you find and it's tough to find community, it doesn't happen overnight or right away, but I think what's important to finding yourself is stay, because when you change and going through that self-love, there's still a part of you that's still the same that you have to look at. And people who come and go in your life, the true people, they love you for who you are. They're not going to try and change you or try to put you down or anything like that, which are people that I dealt with in my past. So it's important that you always kind of look and see what these people's true intentions are. And intent is everything. And especially, it's important to see how they treat other people. Because if you're going out with these people, and I use this, it's like this is kind of off topic, but like I think of it this way because when you're just like in dating, because you kind of date people with just being friends, like you're hanging out, you're getting to know each other. I use this dating wise, and when I make friends too, is when you're out in public, how do other people treat wait staff? And if they're treating them with disrespect and everything like that, or just rude, they're going to come back and treat you that way. So I always use that as, and some people might be like, well, that's crazy. You're being stupid. That's not a true thing. Yeah, maybe like everybody's different. But I think you always try and remain the same, remain true to who you are and don't try and change for anybody. And look at other people's characters and have fun trying to figure out who you are is fun. It might be hard sometimes because heartbreak happens and everything like that. Like it's a wild ride, especially in college. You're on a little roller coaster of a ride, but just hang on and you'll find your people.
Oh, and if you're interested to learn more about my experiences as a Black woman and educator in Guangzhou, China, I wrote my first ebook titled Nowhere and Everywhere, Captured Emotions of a Beautifully Broken Love Story. It is on lulu.com. Take a read and see some beautiful photography of mine. Enjoy the rest of the show. How would you define self-love?
Oof. I think we're always our biggest critic. So whenever I find myself being my biggest critic, I always see I look inside and I'm like, okay, I'm critiquing something that I don't really need to be hard on myself. And I journal, and if I'm starting to feel some type of way about myself, okay, why am I feeling like this? What's my situation? What can I change? You also gotta learn to self-love comes within, obviously. And you have to, again, I don't know why I had this idea of like dating in my head, but like you have to date yourself too. And it's important to figure out what you like in figuring out who you are to have self-love. Like, because I know on a bad day, I'll look at myself, everybody, we always pick at ourselves, and I'll look at the mirror and I'm like, oh man, you look rough today. But then I look deeper in myself and I'm like, no, like I am beautiful. I might not feel like it today, there's something about today that is really stinging at me, but I know deep down that within that I'm not I'm being just hard on myself. I think too it's also a spiritual journey, and everybody finds their way of like connecting within themselves, and I think mine happened during COVID, and I would just go on walks, just deep thoughts and just have conversations with myself. I always feel crazy when I have those in my head because I feel like I'm just, even though people can't hear it, I'm like having a conversation with myself.
You're not crazy. You're
And
not crazy at all.
I know I'm not, but but I feel like I'm. walking around and I'm just like mumbling to myself. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, nodding my head. And they're like, this bitch is fucking crazy. But they don't, but they don't know what's going on in my head. But you got to take care of you. At the end of the day, self-love, you got to take care of you. And I think my problem was for a while was people pleasing, and that would always bring me down. And because I wanted to please others instead of taking care of my own needs. And now I'm not afraid to say no. I'm not afraid to just taking time to myself and hermiting if I need to or anything like that. Especially with having ADHD, you get overstimulated easily too. Just taking your time and just figuring, it's important just to figure out your own needs and how you can take care of them. And yeah,
It all helps. Hair is connected, and
it is.
we can have those conversations over and over again from different perspectives, and I appreciate you sharing yours.
Thank you.
Shai, thank you so
Yes.
much for sitting in the
So you're
chair
so
and
welcome.
sharing your
Oh,
stories.
anytime.
I
Oh,
truly
yeah.
appreciate it.
Sure, you're welcome. Sorry I went on some random tangents, but that's just me.
Yeah, no need to
Uh,
apologize. Thank you so much for sitting in the chair and sharing your stories.
oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Me
I
too.
really appreciate it. This was fun. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for sharing, like allowing me to have this space to talk to, because sometimes we don't always have that space.
Welcome to the chair, where Miss Dream always has a story.
Thank you for listening to an episode of The Chair. I'm going to share with you a dream of mine. I would love to be on Sesame Street. Sesame Street held my hand through childhood. In my dream, I would be in my big afro or rainbow braids sitting on the stoop sharing hair stories. I would like your help, please, by doing all the things like leave a review, share it with someone who would benefit from hearing this episode. And if you know someone who knows someone who knows someone at Sesame Street, share your favorite episode with them, and I'll make you some of my famous chocolatey hot chocolate. I hope you have a beautiful day, or if you are like me, still up in the middle of the night, I hope you take a deep breath and rest. Love you. Talk to you later.
The chair.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Dream, hello. I just wanted to tell you you're wonderful. I just got through going through your podcast. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Keep it up. Maybe I need to send it to Oprah and Tyler Perry. Love you, baby. You are great.
Where we share stories in the chair.